Jung Bahadur was very excited when he killed the first tiger. He called for the straight astrologer and showed him the dead tiger. The king asked the astrologer for his comments, and the astrologer replied that the king could kill 99 tigers in exactly the same way as he had killed the first one. And then he stopped speaking. Probably he was afraid. The king encouraged the astrologer to continue without fear. So the astrologer said that the king had to be very careful with the 100 tiger that he hunted. The king asked him that what would happen if he killed the 100 tiger also. It is said, my dear students, that pride comes before a fall. And these autocratic rulers, they were too proud of themselves. They did not pay much of heed to the prophecy or to the prediction. The astrologer replied that he would tear all his books of astrology and set them on fire. Why? Because he also got very impatient when the king raised a finger against his study of astrology. He continued that he shall cut off his hair and he would change his profession from an astrologer to an insurance agent. Hair is an element of humor that the astrologer is telling of changing his profession to being an insurance agent, as he would not remain a good astrologer any longer. From that day, the tigers in Pratibandhapuram had a nice time, as the kingdom banned tiger hunting by anyone except the Maharaja. Here we see the rule of the autocratic people. The rules are meant to be broken by these rich and the powerful people themselves. The rules and regulations are only for the common masses, not for these autocratic rulers. No one was allowed to kill a tiger other than the Maharaja himself. The law was so strict that an official announcement was made that if anyone was caught killing a tiger or even throwing a stone at a tiger, his wealth and property would be taken away by the kingdom of Pratibandhapuram. The king of Pratibandhapuram took an oath that he would attend to all other matters of the kingdom only after he had killed 100 tigers. The passion of killing the 100 tigers was so much upon him that he neglected his duty as the king. In the beginning, it seems that he would achieve his target very fast. It was not that he feared the tiger. When the king went on his hunting expeditions, he faced danger many times. At times, his bullet missed its target and the tiger jumped upon him. The king would fight with the tigers barehanded, but each time he won and killed the tiger. Now, you cannot say, my dear students, that it was destiny that he had killed the 99 tigers, but rather he was a brave and a courageous hunter. He was a brave king. The writer tells us another instance when King Jung Bahadur was about to lose his throne. A high-ranking British officer visited Pratibandhapuram. He was fond of hunting tigers and he wanted to get himself photographed with the dead tigers. He wanted to hunt tigers in Pratibandhapuram also, but as the Maharaja had banned killing tigers by any other person, he did not give permission to this British official also. Why? Otherwise the fingers would have been raised. He offered him to go on any other hunting like mouse or even a mosquito. Again, the element of humor. Going on a hunting expedition for a tiger and hunting a mouse or a mosquito. Hunt, but he refused to arrange a tiger hunting for the British officer. The British officer's secretary sent a message to the Maharaja that the Durai is the leader, that is the official himself, did not want to kill the tiger. The king could kill the tiger. He only wanted to get himself photographed with the dead body of a tiger. But the king did not agree to this proposal also. He said that if he relaxed his decision and allowed the official to get himself photographed with the dead tiger, then other British officers would come to Pratibandhapuram in order to fulfill their wish of hunting a tiger.